Hey guys, how's it going? November 30th, 2020, and this is scenes from last night, Sunday, November 29th. This is Welland, Ontario, interchange between the Highway 406 coming off from the left, and straight ahead is East Main Street. Behind is leading into the city core, and that's just a roundabout, as well as the Welland Ship Canal, that little dark area in there where you can see the small lights. I'm heading over to that just to take a look. Unfortunately, I didn't get enough moonlight. I did see it at some point when I was reviewing this video the first go around, but you can see the reflection coming off the water at least from the lights. So there's just one lamp on each, and it's just reflecting off the water of the canal. Stanford sub's not too far away from there as well. If you just keep on going right back to the curve at the top of the screen, that's leads to overpass there. It probably is the overpass leading up over the Stanford sub. So I was able to get to the maximum height. I don't think I was here. I think it was about 100, possibly 100 meters. I was still wary of the wind, especially going over the canal or going near the canal. Originally, I was trying to go over it, but I didn't get that far. But the wind was pretty good. Eventually, I got it to 122. Those are towers, hydro towers, power towers, and there's a ship in the canal further up or something. I can see the white light down there. At least it looks like in the middle. Could be a yacht or something. It didn't look like, I don't know what it was. It didn't look like a typical lighting of a ship, but see Niagara Falls off in the distance there to the upper right, and the canal as it heads towards St. Catharines. So I'm looking 90 degrees down, and that's basically where I'm at, is the entrance to the tunnel. Divided four lane, Highway 140 is on the other side. This is just called the East Main Tunnel. So I'm trying to work my way up over, and there you can see the reflection of the moonlight in the water finally showing up. So I was happy to see that. I didn't see it at the time, and that's why I backed off. So it must have just cleared through the clouds, because originally we weren't seeing that, but it's hard to see what's actually happening in a small phone. Um, so I use the uh, iPhone 5S is what I use. Just picked up a used one uh, before I got the drone, and was able to. It's not the. I wish I had a bigger screen, to be honest, but for now it works. It does what it has to do. But even if I had a bigger screen, I wouldn't have the level of detail that I get from the raw video. So, and we're actually recording for, or actually, we're in that parking lot that's straight ahead. We're gonna go down there eventually. The city of Welland, obviously, in the background. Old Welland Ship Canal. I'll mention that when we get a little closer. It's kind of weird. Originally, they were supposed to extend the Highway 406 to Port Colborne, but they chose to go with the roundabout instead, and they never bothered expanding. It was actually even on the proposed route was on some of the maps back in around 2000, I think. So again, I'm out with Paul Duncan last night. Both of us are outside there. That's a Fiat on the parking lot up ahead. And of course, as I've mentioned in previous videos too, he's the host of Niagara Rails, www.niagararails.com. If you're looking for railroad related photography in Niagara, he also has done some nature photography in and around Welland as well. So not exactly the brightest, but there's enough going on here that it really picks up the traffic patterns well. The like whenever there's lighting below, it really does a good job. In fact, if you look close enough, you can see the lift bridge of the Main Street lift bridge, which this eventually leads to crossing the former channel of the Welland Canal that was abandoned after of the 1972 shipping season, and of course the Welland Ship Canal or the bypass, which replaced all those bridges with two tunnels. One which is the East Main here behind us, and then there's the Town Line Tunnel, which I've also done a video on in the past, where I had a CP train going through it. So that's a combination rail and road tunnel. Of course, we're just above the Tim Hortons. You might have saw there. That is a Canadian landmark. See several of them. There's Paul and I just standing outside. This was the first time he got to see my drone in action. So he's in the past he's done lots. Like if you take a look at his website, it's just tons and tons of photographs. And he doesn't get out as much as he used to. But he was saying, I remember we were talking. He was saying how can only imagine having that technology a few years ago, and it's really changed because I was looking at drones, like I said before, I was looking at drones a couple of years ago. So now we come down here, and then I start screwing around with the sport mode. Forgot to change the camera, so you're going to see a very odd picture here. I didn't. I was looking at the drone as opposed to looking at the camera, which I could at that point. Forgot to take the gimbal and move it back up. But that was an interesting. You can see the speed's about 50 kilometers an hour, 30 miles an hour in sport mode. Love the glow of the signal lights. Or all the lights for that matter. Now, when I make a turn up here, I almost ran into that sign. Didn't see it. I didn't expect it. So I was basically lining myself up along the pretty much the perimeter. give us as much of a run as we could. I should have tried running it on an angle. I probably would have had a really good run, but it seemed to max out at approximately 50 kilometers an hour. But this was the end of a pretty good weekend. Temperatures were fairly mild, but it's gotten wet and starting to get cool, and we're calling for bouts of wet flurries or snow this week. So winter is definitely coming. That's way in the background is the former Atlas steel plant, along with the. I think you can see the old canal there, but I can't tell, or the old channel. I can't quite tell. I don't. I'm not too familiar with the city of Welland as much um, for landmarks and what different things are looks like while they're lit up. So here, I think I'm as high as 122, which is the legal limit for non-registered drones without prior authorization. I think I'm about 122 at this point. I know I got up there at some point.